If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, check the referral link in the description down below. It'll take you to G2A, and you can use the code CHES at checkout for an extra discount. Also, to play FIFA and other games for real money, check the link in the description to gamersaloon.com, sign up for free over there, and go and win yourself some cash. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 40 of the Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 16. We start with a game against an opponent that rather embarrassed us last time around. Obviously, they I titled the episode Completely Outclassed, and that could not have been more accurate. They were so good against us at Stamford Bridge, Borussia Dortmund, that I kind of wanted revenge in this one. Going back to their patch, obviously, as you can see, Edinson Cavani starting up top again, with Leighton Baines at left back and Marco Reus and Henrik Mkhitaryan, etc. involved in the starting lineup as well. It's again a very strong Borussia Dortmund side, but we're putting out a strong side of our own. Now, we do actually have a game against Manchester United. This has been played on the Wednesday, and the Man United game was on the Saturday. Now, in real life, games played on Wednesdays, the following weekend game is always pushed back to at least the Sunday, if not the Monday. But we're actually playing Wednesday, Saturday here rather than Tuesday, Saturday, which is quite frustrating, but I decided I take a tactical gamble, because obviously Manchester United is a massive game, but we lost to Monaco in the last episode. We can't really afford to lose here to Borussia Dortmund again, and we got off to a fantastic start. Diego Costa, the CPU controlled Diego Costa. If you go back and watch that highlight again, I was in control of Paul Pogba there. It was the CPU controlling Diego that made him run in and knock that header past the Swiss goalkeeper Berkey to give us a 1-0 lead here at Signal Iduna Park. Edinson Cavani, though, shows great strength to shrug off the challenge of Kurt Zuma there and threads through a perfect ball to Gonzalo Castro. Takes it in his stride but hits the post. Really unfortunate there for the German, not able to bring them back on level terms. Obviously, Gonzalo Castro is a new signing at Borussia Dortmund from Bayer Leverkusen, although obviously this is now the second season, so it's not that new. Trying to get the ball past the goalkeeper at the behind the Borussia Dortmund backline. Again there, this time Berkey on hand to make a good save. Pogba couldn't quite get the connection on it he needed to get it past the goalkeeper, but a loose pass there from the I think it was Blazikowski actually. Diego Costa dinks this over to Pogba. Pogba returns the favour by getting it back to Diego, and he buries it for his second of the game and to continue his fantastic streak of goal scoring form this season. Really, really top-notch stuff from Diego Costa. Exactly what we needed in this series and exactly what we need in real life as well. But we picked the ball off them again here, coming on the counter-attack. Diego's in behind. Mats Hummels tries to step up, mistimes it. Leighton Baines is absolutely shattered. Diego for the hat-trick, but unfortunately comes back off the woodwork. Denied the Spaniard / former Brazilian, not able to get himself a 3-goal haul here in this one. And they, Borussia Dortmund, weren't able to get themselves a single goal haul here either, despite the fact that they were able to get the ball into the back of the net through Kuba Blazikowski there. Unfortunately for him, he was the wrong side of the line when fellow Pole Lucas Piszczek whipped the ball into the box. So we take a 2-0 victory from that game against Borussia Dortmund, and that was more than welcome. We needed that so bad, and you'll see the Champions League group at the end of the episode. And as you can see, taking on Manchester United the following weekend, Wednesday to Saturday. So a couple of changes, well actually a handful of changes into the starting lineup. Ramirez, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Cuadrado, Moses, Nathan, Traore in my front six. So not the strongest, to be completely honest. Do have players like Kennedy and Pedro and Diego Costa on the bench, and they obviously have newly signed £65 million man James Rodriguez. 69.5, wasn't it? It was almost 70 million, not 65. 70 million, nearest makes the difference. £1 million signing James Rodriguez, starting behind Wayne Rooney. But we started on the front foot, as we did against Borussia Dortmund. Ramirez into Bertrand Traore, gets the turn on the defender, and a very, very good finish across the goalkeeper from the youngster on his left foot. He is left-footed, and it is his strongest side, but still, very impressive finish. We're actually on the attack again, but Juan Cuadrado misses the chance to skip past Daley Blind. He nicks it off him, plays it into James Rodriguez here. He's going to turn inside one man. Then gives me the drop of the shoulder there, which completely sells the second defender. Unfortunately, John Stones not able to stop James from getting it back on his left foot, and they are on level terms just 3 minutes after they went behind. Then a free kick from the set piece, from the training ground. Doesn't quite work out. They tried to work a routine, But we were wise to it, forced them backwards. Ball comes in here eventually. Damian headed away by Thomas Callas, and Schweinsteiger, that could have gone anyway. All it needed was a little nick from one of the 3 players that flew past, and that could quite possibly have ended up in the back of the net. Luckily, nobody touched it, and it was a simple gather up for Thibaut Courtois. Thomas Callas gets a tackle in again. Damian skips past one. We missed the tackle. Rooney into Schneidlin off the post, and I do not know how Thibaut Courtois has kept that second shot out. He's just thrown himself at it. There's no technique in that save. He's literally just lunged across the goal mouth and thrown arms up in the air. It hits him in the midriff and goes out for a corner. James, though, tearing me apart in this second half as well. He's so good on this game. Draws a great save out of Thibaut Courtois again. We're still at 1-1. 20 minutes to go. Juan Cuadrado down the right-hand side again, trying to catch them on the counter as they were on the attack. Daley Blind sticks a big curly toe out, and that big curly toe takes down Juan Cuadrado in the box. You can see him apologetic. He knows it was definitely a foul. See him here as Cuadrado cuts back. He just clips his ankle there. Cuadrado quite within his rights to go down. It was a penalty, and Cuadrado steps up, buries it. Thank you very much, Mr. Juan Cuadrado. That will do very nicely indeed. 2-1 with 15 minutes to go. Looking like a smash and grab, and like the tactical gamble with the Dortmund game worked out. Nathan on the counter-attack again has got just enough stamina to get away. Really poor finish though, but it drops free to Ramirez, and he actually gives us a rather unrepresentative look to the scoreline. We did not deserve a 3-1 win from that game. If anything, Manchester United deserved a 3-1 win from that game, but we smashed, we grabbed, and all 3 points are ours in the BPL and from the Champions League game as well. So 2-week international break up to this Swansea game. We're travelling away from home down to the south of Wales. They're 8th. They're not having that bad a season. They're only 5 points behind us, but we in turn are only 5 points off top of the table Everton, who you would like to think won't be able to keep up that title push for too much longer and will eventually start to trail off. So we're actually only about 3 or 4 points behind Arsenal in second, who you would presume will soon take Everton's place at the top of the table, unless of course we can catch them and take that place for ourselves. But Swansea starting a strong side. We're going with the same side that played against Borussia Dortmund, obviously with the international break now over. 2-week break, everybody's fit and raring to go again, apart from Gareth Bale, the aforementioned in the previous episode man that's made of glass. So we are still without him for another 4 weeks, I believe, with his dislocated shoulder. Paul Pogba, though, gets the ball across here to Diego Costa in the opening few moments. Can we take the lead early on here again? No. Lovely save by Rene Adler, and they're going to work it away. Andre Ayew gets the ball out. Free kick on the edge of the box on 15 minutes. Eden Hazard to take it. On target, a wonderful save from Rene Adler. I thought in real time it had crossed the line. I was about to run away celebrating, but you can see from the goal line decision system replay, just the tiniest amount of ball was not over the line. It's 80% across the line. 3/4 of the ball is over that line, 75-80%, but he gets just enough on it, Rene Adler. Wonderful save. Really, really good save to stop us taking a 1-0 lead. So from a corner after the corner that came from that free kick save, we're going to have another chance. Nemanja Matic wins that header to knock it down to Cesc Fabregas. He's going to just jink and jive away from a couple of defenders to get it into Kurt Zouma. Turns inside nicely, stands it up. Diego Costa chests it down, volleys it on goal. Rene Adler saves again. Now I know how Manchester United felt in the previous game, because Rene Adler's doing to me what Thibaut Courtois did to them in the last game. The only thing is, we smashed and grabbed with Manchester United, and as things stand, it's 0-0 here against Swansea. Nathan Dyer's cross is deflected upwards. Really strong header from Gylfi Sigurdsson. Beats the defender underneath it, but he actually goes down injured there and has to come off Gylfi, unfortunately for him. Matic gives the ball away there. I think it was Matic, and they actually get the chance here. Jordan, he's at Aston Villa. Andre Ayew is a man that smashes it into the back of the net to give Swansea a 1-0 lead after half an hour. Undeserved, but now I definitely know how Manchester United felt in the previous game, because we deserve to be in front and we are behind. Diego Costa, though, into Nemanja Matic, trying to make up for the mistake he made a moment ago, has the shot. Rene Adler makes another very good save. He's having a man of the match performance so far in the opening 40 minutes. I was hoping he wasn't going to be able to keep it up for even 45, let alone a full 90. Diego Costa hauled to the ground there. In fact, I think he was tripped by Carl Bartley, but crucially, it was about a yard outside the box, so it's a free kick, not a penalty. Hazard takes the set piece, and again, Rene Adler comes up with a very, very big save just before half-time. Still not done for the first half. Just before half-time, even more so, as Andre Ayew works the ball into Nathan Dyer. worldy, absolute worldy strike from Nathan Dyer there to give them a 2-0 lead on the stroke of half-time. We had the chance to equalise from a free kick at one end. 90 seconds later, their set-piece routine works an absolute treat, and that is a stormer from Nathan Dyer. It really is. Into the second half we go, trying to get ourselves one back, and then hopefully the momentum to get a second. Paul Pogba has a man on the overlap down the outside. It's Eden Hazard. He's going to turn back, stand the ball up into the middle. Pogba with a header. Rene Adler with a wonderful diving save again. Game over. 2-0 defeat away from home against Swansea. So the tactical gamble worked off with the previous two games. We smashed and grabbed against Manchester United, and then Swansea smashed and grabbed against us. Although, to be fair, the quality of their goals was much better than the quality of our goals against Manchester United, especially that second one from Nathan Dyer. Brilliant, brilliant strike that brings them within 2 points of us in 4th place in the Champions League spots. Middlesbrough still going well as well, up there in 5th, although Man City do have a point, or do have a game in hand, sorry, and are only a point behind myself and Middlesbrough. So they can go 4th should they win that. In fact, even if they draw, they will go 4th because their goal difference is superior to mine and Middlesbrough's, even mine and Middlesbrough's combined. So fair play to City. If they get a point in their game in hand, they will go into the Champions League spots. But we are still, Arsenal and Everton both lost their games on match day 13. In fact, so did Spurs as well, I believe, although they may have got a victory actually and just pulled a little bit further away from us. But we're still only 5 points away from first place, so everything is still up for grabs. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days. But for now, all my links on the screen are in the description as well to my social media, as well as a link to the No Identity clothing store if you want to pick yourself up some merch. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.